What's up, everybody? How you doing? Hopefully somebody sees this. If not, then oh well. How you doing? My name's Mark Aguayo from Tucson, Arizona. This is my first attempt at a podcast on March 31st, 2020. And, you know, right now I'm sure everybody's aware of the state that almost the entire world's in. Um, so kind of stuck at home. Still getting some work done. Still trying to be productive. I'm sure as is everybody else. But this is the first attempt at a podcast or, at least a YouTube channel at minimum. Very simple setup. Been trying to get into something like this for a while. Just kind of haven't had the time, make excuses, all that stuff. I got kids. But this is, first attempt. Hopefully it goes well. Have a little outline here of what I'm going to kind of be talking about. But, to start things off, like I said, this is my first attempt. As you can see, I got the mic, I got the headphones. I'm just recording off a photo booth on my MacBook. So a very simple setup. I know for a long time I think I've been complicating the whole setup, but this is very simple. Something somebody could do. Simple as a USB mic and a headphone jack for your headphones and your laptop. So basically what I'd like to do is at least, tell you guys a little bit about myself. That way, you're not just sitting here listening to a complete stranger. But who I am. Like I said, my name is Mark Aguayo from Tucson, Arizona, 28 years old. I'm currently recording from mine and my girlfriend's extra bedroom that, you see I put my Nipsey artwork up back there, rest in peace to the late great Nipsey Hussle. Me and my girlfriend, we have 2 kids. One just turned 3, the other just turned 1. So, during this time of quarantine, even, in comparison to just regular parenthood, shit's a little hectic right now. You know what I mean? Trying to keep 2 little ones in the house all the time. We have a front yard and a backyard, so they get their exercise in for sure. But my 3-year-old is someone who likes to be at the park and socialize. He doesn't go to school yet, so the little bit of socializing he gets from the park is, huge to him and huge to us as parents also. So he's taken his own little hit during this time of self-quarantine, of, the stay-at-home order. We're all, except for my girlfriend, we're all from Tucson, Arizona. She's actually originally from the Philippines, spent majority of her childhood in Hawaii, and then they moved over here. Me, I'm born and raised Tucson, Arizona. If you guys aren't sure where that's at, it's almost the most southern part of Arizona, close to the border, about a mile north of the Mexico-United States border. Small town. It's like a big small town. And just so you guys are aware, I am in, like I said, my extra bedroom. I got the windows open, so if you hear dogs barking, birds chirping, cars driving by, I thought it'd just give like a little more rawness to it all, but it might suck, so let me know. So it's funny because, like I said, I've been wanting to do this for a long time and never had like a solid outline of what I would speak about or who I would be speaking for. But the other day when this whole virus thing started popping off with this social distancing and, people trying to be more cautious, I went to the music store to find me a new mic. And I ran into this guy who saw me looking for a mic, and he just questioned, what I was recording. And, also along with this podcast stuff, I like to mess around with the music. I'm not going to say I'm like super into it, but, I try. So I told him, me and my brother, we try to record some music. I'm trying to, get into the podcast sector, if you will. And he asked me what I was going to be talking about. And it was the first time anybody asked me what I was going to be talking about. I had a rough idea, but he put me on the spot, and I got a little got a little nervous, like, oh shit, what am I going to talk about? But I think it's going to be a range of topics, not specifically for, any category of individual. I think it's going to be more well-rounded. Obviously, like I said, I'm a young Mexican American. No, not that young, 28 years old. But I would definitely like to help out anybody who thinks they could benefit from having a conversation with me or me answering a question of theirs. My ultimate goal is to just give back. You know what I mean? Do as much as I can. Maybe I can help somebody. Maybe you think this podcast is shit, but whatever, I'm trying it. We'll see how far it goes. Yeah, so that's basically it. I think I have a unique perspective, as we all do, on life. We all come from different backgrounds, and a lot of other are similar. So maybe I can help you get through something that I've already been through, or a similar situation, and maybe vice versa. Maybe you can help me deal with something. You know what I mean? Like I said, I have 2 young kids. So there's a lot of challenges that come along with that. We have 2 young kids. We're not married. We do have a house together, and we're just basically living life and doing our best to support our babies and to prosper. So hopefully, there's something in this podcast that brings some type of value to you. If not, don't click like, don't click subscribe. You can shit on it all you want. It's all good. But yeah, to get into the topics, obviously the most relevant one right now to all of us is this virus, and kind of having to adjust for all of us. I know in certain places, the tolls on cases and deaths are much higher than Arizona. We haven't been completely locked down, like New York, and I believe it's Connecticut. Most of California also. But people are definitely out here respecting the social distancing rule. But I got a few friends texting me like, it's getting harder to stay in the house, and because I have a lot of friends who are real kind of like busy bees, they need to be doing something, which is understandable. It's a little tough. Limiting your outings, in my opinion, it's not extremely hard, just because if I go anywhere, I have to take the kids with me anyway. So it's like you got to load up 2 kids, car seats, diaper bag, all that. So staying home isn't terrible. Just like I said, like going to the park with my son, and things of that nature. Not really being able to go visit the grandparents, which is a safety precaution for them. Sounds kind of bad, but we all love our grandparents and we want them to stick around as long as possible, so don't even jeopardize it. I can't really understand the perspective from a single person's view, just because, like I said, I have a girl, 2 kids, so I'm sure for those people, like my little brother, it's much different, where you're at home solo or with a parent, or both parents, or you don't have a significant other. But fortunately, we do have social media and the internet to kind of stay connected, which is something I think we're all kind of adjusting to, and we were kind of headed that way anyway. It's just that's actually funny, because you always hear about people talking, people don't know how to talk anymore, they don't know how to hold a conversation, and the internet's ruined the art of conversation, and now it's like, now you're kind of forced to learn the art of conversation on the internet. I'm not a huge social media person, but I do have my accounts, but mainly for interacting with friends that I already know, follow celebrities, just the ones I like, ones that are relevant to my lifestyle, but never just like sparking up random conversation unless it's like that, like a young artist or somebody whose work I'm into, and I pay them their respect, and tell them that I like their work or things like that. But it's definitely I think it's gonna help the older generation dive more into it, become more savvy, which is probably a good thing. Not that they weren't already, but I think it'll be beneficial in that sense. Family, family, it's been pretty normal. It's not like my family, my immediate family, like mom, sisters, brothers, and stuff like that. It's not like we see each other every day in the first place, but it's still nice to talk to them, video chat with them. They got kids also, so they grab the phone, run off with it. I'm just going back to that single element. If you're single and you have to stay in the house, what are you doing? That'd be interesting to know. Because I got my hands full at my house. So somebody who may not have kids or significant other, why don't you type in the comments or something like that? I'll set it up. You can email me, or you can message me on Instagram. I'll put all of my accounts below. But that's also something I'm really trying to do, because I don't know if I'll have too many guests on here, especially right now. So I want to answer some questions, engage in some conversation with you guys, if possible. If you guys are willing to do that, maybe we could, do a little duet and video chat each other in, and just have like a little dialogue, and then like I said, we all have a lot of similar situations, so hopefully we can bring some value to some other people. Let's see what else we got here. I got some notes in my phone, so that's just what I'm going off of. Like I said, this is the first attempt, and I didn't really come in prepared, so I'm kind of just winging it, but I have a little outline. So work. Going to work. So my lady right now, she's working in my son's bedroom. And she works for an insurance company, so she's doing sales over the phone, which is great. They let her bring the whole PC home, and we got her a little setup in there, so she's cranking it out still on her regular schedule. So I'm sure there's a lot of people doing that also. But if you're not, if your job has been shut down and you're unemployed at the moment, why don't you go ahead and give me a perspective on that? What do you got going on? What are you worried about? What are the positives, if any? Things of that nature. I like to hear more about that. So I have a little brother who's 17 years old, and we always talk about, recently, how this is gonna reshape society, and how it could possibly reshape society, especially with people losing jobs, people being out of work, not making money. What are your thoughts? Because I could see it going pretty bad, taking us back. But I think with the advancements in technology compared to any other time in history that, we've been taken back, I think we have all of the tools necessary to combat this thing and to even grow stronger from it. I've been seeing, New York and LA, where the air is clearer, you're seeing clouds, there's no smog over LA, so it's tough to try to look at the good side of this, with so many cases and people being ill and people passing away. And it's hard to talk about it, but we have to keep our sense of humor. We have to keep moving forward. So what are the benefits and the pros and cons of this whole thing, if you will? in your guys' opinions. Like I said, I'd be interested to read about them in the comments, or possibly engage in a dialogue. Excuse me. So with this, stay at home thing being in play, my lady actually came up with a great idea. I'm sure there's plenty of people doing it. I've done it before, but a 30-day challenge for the month of April. I haven't quite figured it out yet. Today's the 31st of March. So, but before the end of the day, I'll have to have that figured out, and hopefully I can get back on and do this and let you guys know what that is. And that'll be cool. Maybe this podcast thing will be the 30-day thing. But I kind of wanted to do it more geared towards like a physical thing. I think I'm going to go like no alcohol for the month of April, and then try hopefully the podcast thing, and then try to do some type of like workout at home since the gyms are closed. I should be running, but I'm not. But something me and my lady could do together also. So we could kind of hold each other accountable. It's always better when you have a partner. So yeah, that'll be one of our goals. Well, we'll figure it out before the end of the day, and challenge ourselves to push it through for 30 days. I'm sure there's definitely a lot of people trying new things at home right now, like me with this podcast. So that's why I wanted to make it clear, like it's super simple setup. If you're thinking about doing anything like this, we can do it. You know what I mean? But what are the other new things that you're trying to do? I'm interested in seeing that. Like, there's only so much cleaning you can do, So, are you trying to do anything creative? I think everybody's very creative. So I'd be interested in hearing about, the new endeavors you're embarking on. Because this is definitely out of my comfort zone. I'm sure you can tell by the way I'm talking. Like, I'm looking at myself on the computer. I should probably close the camera. I've heard that helps. But like I said, it's the first one, trial run. This is the pilot. So we'll get things figured out. And I'm not opposed to, constructive criticism. Or if you just want to talk shit, go ahead, talk your shit. I'll probably talk my shit back. But yeah, it's definitely out of my comfort zone. Hopefully you guys can, hopefully that brings you some value. Maybe it helps you step out of yours. I have on here education. I'm not sure where I was going with that. I don't think I was going to talk about my education because, it's not very extensive. Went to 1 year of college, or 2 years of college. Dropped out the second year because it's not for me. But yeah, maybe I was just talking about that's what it was. I was just like during this downtime, kind of downtime for a lot of people. Maybe it's not, but probably for a lot of people it is just trying to educate yourself on something new. Like this, I'm sure I'll be learning more about how to upload, how to stream, and things of that nature. How to make it sound quality, and learning things about myself. I think that's what we have to do. We have to keep laughing and we have to keep learning, especially in times like this. So I think that's a good point to end on. Keep laughing, keep learning. Let me know what you thought of it or don't. Click like, subscribe. I think that's what they say. But yeah, it's been good. Talk to you soon.